Hi everyone, it's Anahata. How are you? Welcome to another episode, albeit windy, of On the Water. And today I want to chat with you. Hey Roberta, how are you? Mwah, good to see you. I wanted to talk to you all today about one of the laws of the universe. If you've heard of hermetics, then this will be familiar. If you haven't, there are certain laws that govern all things. And I may turn around the camera and block the wind if it gets too crazy so that you can hear me. But I wanted to chat with you about the law of gender and how to make it work for you. Now, when you first think of gender, you think of sex, right? Male versus female. That's what we've been accustomed to thinking. But it actually goes much, much deeper and actually affects every plane of existence. So this is mental existence, emotional existence, spiritual existence. It's not just about male or female, it's about balance. It's about that fractal pattern. And this is what I wanted to teach you first of all. When you see a fractal, you see the pattern, but it's actually the space between, which is the feminine aspect. And so that's the best way for anyone to understand gender and its role in creation, is that the masculine is the pattern, but the feminine is what's holding it all together. And both are absolutely needed. Now, each of you, whether you're male or female, does have masculine and feminine in you. Again, we've got to get past the perception of it's just male and female. It's yin and yang. It's, black and white. It's the whole and the aspect of that whole and what it brings to the result. And that's what I want to talk to you about today, because you are manifesting using the law of gender, okay? It's how you are weaving together those elements that is going to dictate what you reap, okay? So let's put it this way. If you plant an apple seed, what do you think it's going to grow into? An apple tree, right? We live in a world where pretty much you know what you're going to get, and this goes beyond the physical seed that you plant and into the types of thoughts that you think. We pretty much know what we're going to get when we think of certain thoughts. You're going to get more of that. It's what you energize. And so it's not really a mystery. What's the mystery is the when. So a lot of people plant their seed, their manifestation seed, and then they promptly go dig it up and look and say, why isn't it growing? Where is it? Where is this thing that I wanted? And in doing so, you add static to that gestation. And so this is where understanding the law of gender can support you in activating a deep faith in knowing. I'm so sorry, guys, I forgot to take my alerts off once again. Maybe next time I'll remember. But I appreciate you hanging with me here on this episode of On the Water, where we're talking about the role of gender and how to use it for you. And so again, knowing that there is a gestation period for anything and not digging it up to wonder and inspect on the when, right? The when doesn't really have place in the ingredients, because what you plant will grow if you give it the fertile, nurturing, faithful soil that it calls for, okay? So that's the point, is that once we plant a seed, if we are good at tending our soil, and of course this is on a mental level is what I'm talking about, because you have to give it over and let it happen. And in order to do that, you need to be mindful of the weeds. This is like Neville Goddard-esque, if you know his work. Mental Diet is a book that you may want to read. It's very windy. I'm so sorry. But I just want to tell you guys, you have to be mindful alchemists when you're creating. When you've actuated a seed and planted it, and you're bringing it into fruition, You do need to tend that soil and pull out those weeds of distraction. This can be people, places, things that are detracting you from your vision. You know, get clear on what you want, plant the seed, tend the soil, recognize the things that, hey Kiki, hey Jeannie, hey Petra, hey everyone joining, love to you all. I'm talking about the role of gender in terms of the law of gender and how it can work for you when you're manifesting, when you're being a mindful creator. Okay, again, we're not talking male, female, specifically the sex. That's just the physical level of what we see. But if you think about it, right, you have to have the male part and the female part as a whole to get anything birthed, right? You just do. That's the way it works. And it works on a photonic level too, like your protons and neutrons. There's got to be positive and negative, and that's just the way it works. And if it's out of balance, out of whack, you're not going to get what you thought you were going to get. And so transposing this in this episode is the law of gender, of being familiar with the aspects of feminine and being familiar with the divine aspects of masculine, and consciously weaving those into your mental plane, your emotional plane, and celebrating the time it takes to gestate. There's a time, right? I want to tell you a quick story and then I'll install a code inside this water for you. This would be a good time to grab some water. If you haven't already, I'm going to be doing a blessing. I'm going to be infusing the law of gender into this vial of water here. And it's going to go into the molecules of the water that you have to activate this lesson. And so a little quick, tidbit. Let's think about the Chinese bamboo. Now, if you plant a Chinese bamboo, the seed, and you expect it to grow at a rate of 3 feet per day, which it does once it breaks the soil, you know what to expect. However, if you were to say, why is this seed taking so long to come out? Did you know that it takes 5 years for a Chinese bamboo seed to break the soil before it takes its ascent into the hundreds of feet and 3 feet per day growth trajectory, which is outstanding, right? It's the fastest grass in the world. But how long did it take to grow into its fullness at a couple hundred feet? Well, you've got to include the gestation period, the feminine aspect, the soil being nurtured, right? If you're going to be honest with the totality of growth, it takes over 5 years. Now, the physical part of it, of course, we see it and we go, holy cow, that grows so fast. But you really need to make sure you understand the law of gender, especially with your own dreams and desires and goals and wishes. And this activation is going to help you honor that in knowing that you're going to get what you plant, you're going to get what you focus on day over day over day, and that it's not really helpful asking when, because that when is holding you apart from the clarity of your crop. Okay? We don't want to dig it up. It's going to go. We can trust in the laws of the universe and God to fulfill what is ours and given. If we plant an orange seed, we're going to get an orange tree, right? So a little bit more faith, a little bit of allowance and celebration in the natural gestation process, and an understanding that to have the whole, you do have divine masculine and feminine working together, and you can look up yin and yang and those attributes. Female is soft, receptive, passive, creative, right? And male is hard and action-oriented and visible and forceful in some ways. But it takes both to accomplish your goals. It takes the dreaming, the inaction, the planning, as does it takes the masculine stepping forward to actuate. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and infuse this with, I'm gonna just turn this around and come over here. I'm just gonna infuse this water with the code that I'm going to be giving you. And this is the law, this is the assistant frequency for the law of gender. And it's going to just go right in there. The code, if you're wondering, is 01234567892222229876543210. But I'm just going to go ahead and infuse it for us and optimize this water. And then it's going to go into the molecules of the water you have prepared. If you are watching this video in replay or live, and you want to partake of the structured water infused with the activation code, the law of gender, which is going to support you in tending your soil, honoring the gestation cycle, implementing the wholeness of yin and yang into everything you desire to create and the results. All right, and I'm just coding in some sacred geometry, which will further structure the water. And again, it's coming in to the molecules of the water that you're holding. Everything's connected. There is a wormhole at the center of every molecule. All right, guys, so I'm going to drink this water, and also I'm going to add a little drop in the bay here, which will further deliver that activation to the globe. Just one drop is enough for the Atlantic Ocean, so I'm gonna pour a little bit of this in here. That's a lot, doesn't matter. And there's just enough left for me to put some on my third eye. This water bending that I do decalcifies your pineal gland, so it's always nice to put a little bit on your third eye. All right, so guys, that is the law of gender and how it applies to manifestation. It's not so much about the sexes as it is about balancing and honoring gestation and understanding how things get created, and the fact that there are masculine and feminine elements that must be both present in order for you to achieve your goals, aka your desires, aka your manifestations, in a way that you were expecting, without digging them up and changing the vibration, right? Faith, when you plant it, it is so tend your soil. Love to you all. Mwah. God bless you on your path. And all you waterbenders, we are starting the 7-day water challenge in my assisting frequency group on Sunday. If you want to join, I'll put the link in here. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye everyone. Much love. See you for now.